Hello, this is Patrick Riley. Today is July 9th, 2021. This video is for History United States 713. Were the Wright brothers Christians? Did their faith and Christian values play a role in their research and invention of the airplane? The first powered flight of a heavier-than-air machine took place in December of 1903. Since that time, thousands of newspaper and magazine articles and books have been written about the Wright brothers. Although 3 of the 4 Wrights had been named after theologians, and their father was a bishop, little was written about their religious beliefs. Wilbur and Orville Wright were private men, and there is not much written about their religious views. But it is undeniable that their Christian values enabled them to succeed where others had failed. One of the best primary sources is the book written by Orville Wright and edited by Fred C. Kelly, How We Invented the Airplane. This book, written by Orville, provides a wealth of information from one of the 2 people who were most deeply involved with the project. An article in the Dayton Daily News, April 3, 1917, covers a full page and continuance in the following section, and provides a wealth of information on Milton Wright and his parents. The article also covers Milton's family, his religious background, his views on religion, and how he made sure his family lived by those values. Another article in the Dayton Herald, dated June 16, 1909, provides excellent genealogical information on the Van Cleve and Wright family. The Indiana Gazette ran a weekly serial by Brian Floca that covered the Wright brothers as young men, the fascination they had with the toy that Alphonse Pinard had designed, and how that toy gave them inspiration later in life. 2 letters from the Smithsonian Institution archives, one dated May 30th, 1899, and the other dated June 14th, 1899, are important because this is literally the date when the brothers began their project in earnest. David McCullough's book, The Wright Brothers, was an excellent secondary source, as well as Tom Crouch's book, The Bishop's Boys, A Life of Wilbur and Orville Wright. Howard Dufour's book on Charlie Taylor, Charles E. Taylor, 1868 to 1956, The Wright Brothers Mechanician, provides a wealth of information on the revolutionary aluminum block engine he built for the Wright Brothers Flyer. Dan Wright and his son Milton Wright were members of the Church of the Brethren. The Church of the Brethren traces its roots to 1708 in Sorsenau, Germany. One of the early members was Alexander Mack, who had been influenced by Pietism and Anabaptism. Using the New Testament as their guide, these men and women believed that Jesus had intended for his followers a different kind of life, one based on peaceful action, compassionate and plain living, and shared in a shared search for truth. The Brethren emigrated to America in 1719 under their leader, Peter Becker. Their honesty and hard work drew many new members in the 1700s, and by the 1800s they had spread out to Kansas, Iowa, and eventually the West Coast. The beliefs of the Brethren are as follows. The central emphasis of the Church of the Brethren is not a creed, but a commitment to follow Christ in simple obedience, to be faithful disciples in the modern world. As do most other Christians, the Brethren believe in God as Creator and a loving Sustainer. We confess the Lordship of Christ, and we seek to be guided by the Holy Spirit in every aspect of life, thought, and mission. We hold the New Testament as our guidebook for living, affirming with it the need for lifelong and faithful studies of the Scriptures. Brethren believe that God has revealed an unfolding purpose for the human family and the universe through the Hebrew Scriptures, or the Old Testament, and fully in the New Testament. We hold the New Testament as the record of life, ministry, teaching, death, and resurrection of Jesus Christ, and of the beginnings of the life and thought of the Christian Church. Faithful following of Jesus Christ and obedience to the will of God, as revealed in the Scriptures, have led us to emphasize principles that we believe are central into discipleship. Among these are peace and reconciliation, simple living, integrity of speech, family values, and service to neighbors near and far. Brethren are urged to live a simple life, and at various times in their history have been discouraged from attending fairs and carnivals, swearing oaths, driving vehicles, attending secular colleges, joining secret societies, filing lawsuits, gambling, and using tobacco or alcoholic beverages. Wilbur and Orville Wright were described by everyone they met as being hardworking and honest. The brothers lived simple lives, and even when they were wealthy, they were never ostentatious. They did not gamble, use tobacco, and even during the aircraft trials, refused to work on the Sabbath. Although not usually part of the narrative, Wilbur and Orville were raised by Christian parents and lived their lives as Christian men. This fact is undeniable.